Once upon a time, in the great kingdom of Eldoria, there lived a queen who had married 16 husbands in 16 years. Each marriage ended in strange and unexplained ways, but the people of Eldoria dared not question the queen too deeply. They took solace in the rumor that the queen was difficult, and that her husbands often fled to escape her temper. But beneath the surface, a sinister secret lingered. The queen was not who she claimed to be. Years before, Eldoria had been ruled by a just and noble king, who had only one daughter, Princess Mina. After the sudden death of his wife, the king remarried a mysterious woman who had seemingly appeared out of nowhere. She claimed to be the daughter of a foreign noble, and had bewitched the king with her beauty. But this woman was no noble. She was the royal cook in the palace, made to look differently and attractive to the king by the powers of her mum, who was a sorceress named Malara. Malara's daughter ended up marrying the king, but Faith had its own plan in waiting, for the victory of the sorceress and her daughter was short-lived. When the cook gave birth to the king's only son, both mother and child died during childbirth, leaving Malara desperate to secure her place in the royal family. She was interested in the throne of the kingdom. Despite the prevailing circumstances, she was determined to remain in the palace, not just as the mother of a former bride to the king, but as queen. But Malara was old, her magic fading with age, so she sought the help of a dark witch, who offered her a terrible solution. The witch cast a powerful spell that transformed Malara into the image of Princess Mina, the king's only daughter, who was next in line for the throne. But there was a price. To maintain her youthful appearance and keep the illusion intact, Malara needed two things: a drop of blood from the real Princess Mina every year, and the head of a royal husband. Each year, she would need to kill a husband, offer his head as a sacrifice to the witch, and consume the rest of his body to stay young and beautiful. Desperate, Malara agreed. She locked the real Princess Mina in a secret dungeon deep within the palace, far from the eyes of the court. Then, with the help of the witch, she killed the king and assumed the throne, pretending to be Princess Mina. From that day forward, she ruled Eldoria, marrying a new husband each year, killing him afterwards, sacrificing his head to the witch as agreed, and secretly feeding on the rest of the body to maintain her cursed immortality. For 16 years, she ruled without question. The people whispered about the many husbands, but fear of the queen's wrath kept them quiet. Her yearly sacrifices were well hidden, and the kingdom carried on, believing the queen was simply unlucky in love. Until, one day, when a sailor named Galaba arrived at the palace. Galaba was a pirate, a con man and a thief, and he had heard the rumors of the queen's constant marriages. He saw an opportunity, posing as a rich sailor from a distant land. He and his 3 accomplices arrived at the palace. I was one of those accomplices, and together we had perfected our plans to accomplish a great loot of riches. But we were unaware of the sinister experience awaiting us in the palace, bringing lavish gifts for the queen. Our plan was simple: charm our way into the queen's good graces, steal as much gold as we could, and escape before the year was up. The queen was taken by Galaba's charm, and after weeks of hospitality, she proposed marriage. Galaba accepted, but only because it meant easier access to the palace treasures. Over the next several months, he and the gang secretly stole gold and jewels, storing them away for our grand escape. But as the 12th month approached, Galaba vanished. We, his accomplices, who had planned to leave the palace with him, were stunned when the queen's servants announced that, once again, another of the queen's husband had run away. But even though we were mere thieves, we knew Galaba would never flee without us, or without the gold. Suspicious and angry, we began a secret search of the palace, determined to find him. Our search led us deep into the palace, to a hidden dungeon we had never seen before. There, we stumbled upon a horrifying sight: the Queen's secret prison, filled with various prisoners, who may have fallen out of the Queen's good graces, and in one of the cells lay Galaba's body, or what was left of it. His remains were barely recognizable, laying on a bed as if asleep. I tried to wake him up, only to realize he was dead. He was still warm, as if he had just been killed. But that wasn't the only thing we found. In a nearby cell, we also discovered the real Princess Mina, locked away, and very weak, from years of imprisonment. As the princess explained how she ended up as a prisoner of the palace, it wasn't long before the truth dawned on us. The Queen was an impostor, a sorceress, who had stolen the throne by sacrificing her husbands to stay young. Shocked and furious, we knew we had to act quickly. We freed Princess Mina and smuggled her out of the dungeon, taking her to the Council of Elders to reveal the Queen's wicked secret. When the truth was revealed, the people of Eldoria were outraged. The elders, who had long suspected something was wrong, rallied the citizens to storm the palace. Armed with torches and weapons, the people marched against the false queen. The witch's magic could not save her from the wrath of the kingdom. The sorceress, now cornered and desperate, tried to flee, but her spell had weakened. Her body began to age rapidly, the years catching up with her in an instant. Before the people's eyes, she transformed from a beautiful young woman into a frail, withered, old hag. Her magic crumbled, and she was powerless against the mob. Malara was captured and executed for her crimes, and Princess Mina, the rightful heir, was crowned queen. Under her rule, the kingdom of Eldoria thrived once more, free from the curse that had plagued the throne for so many years. But even in death, rumors of Malara's dark magic lingered, whispered in the halls of the palace. Some said that her spirit still wandered the dungeons, searching for a new victim to continue her twisted quest for eternal youth. But the people of Eldoria had learned their lesson, and the doors to the dungeon remained sealed forever.
Thanks for watching. Please encourage me by hitting the like and subscribe button. And don't forget to smash that notification bell, so you'll be the first to know when I drop something new. It will also be nice to hear from you on the comment section of this channel.